scratched against, and that's just the reality of set life. And this gear has really done well. This is the gear I would recommend. The product will be better if you hire an AC and if you do things that are more in line with industry standards.
The obsessive day pay.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Obsessive DP. I'm Ryan. This is the show where we go over high-level cinema grade tips, tricks, and techniques. Today, what we've got here is our whole shoulder rig setup. This is what we use when the production calls for a shoulder rig setup. So these are all the materials therein. It's a lot of stuff. It's a little mismatched because we never just went to B&H and bought a shoulder rig, which you can do, but we already had certain things. Like we already had this from the Ronin. And it's, what is this called? Focus rod mount. So it just made sense to use this, put our rods through it, and kind of build it out from there. So it's a little mismatched. A lot of it is Tilta gear. I like their gear. It seems solid and it's on the cheaper end. This is gonna kind of be a different video. We're gonna kind of walk through this. It's gonna take a while to build, so I'm sure I'll speed it up, but I'll be giving you tips along the way that I know you'll find helpful because I wish I had this kind of instruction when I was building out this set and I'm too far from my mic. So, first things first, we're going to start building. We're gonna start with our rods, pop it into our, so you might find me a little confused as I build this because I did like buy all these materials for the purpose of a shoulder rig, but I don't usually build this on set because what a cinematographer or a DP's job is on set is to make sure the director's vision comes to fruition. What I'm doing usually at the beginning of the day when the AC is building this, I'm usually walking through all the shots with the director because we're actually on scene now and putting out any fires we may have or any misunderstanding we may have. That's the biggest thing that you want to mitigate with the DP director relationship is you have to be exactly on the same page. And we can't be on the same page if the director is walking through the scene with the client and I'm building the camera. I need to see what the director's doing. I need to suggest things that will make the lighting or the lensing or the angles better as it's happening in real time versus, you know, trying to do it later when everything's already set up. You know, a lot of you guys, a lot of people on YouTube, they are owner, operator, everything across the board. They've probably never hired an AC, which is an assistant camera, but just do it. Just hire the AC. See the difference when you aren't spending time doing this. The product will be better if you hire an AC and if you do things that are more in line with industry standards. I know budgets don't always allow for it. I know that you want to be the hero for your client and bring the price down, but you know, I'm telling you, it helps so much to follow industry standard best practices. All right, these are Tilta hand grips. I really like these because you can control things on the camera with it. Make your focus right here on this wheel. Make your record button here. You can just stay on these all day long. You got your controls here. You can make this one iris. You can make this little rocker zoom. And you've got all three axes of your lens at your fingertips. And the record button. That's our little mismatched shoulder rig. I think it works well. I wouldn't want to be on this 16 hours a day, but for me, totally works great. So with the shoulder rig, basically the most important thing is get the center of gravity as far back as possible so you're not having to support all the weight on your arms. You know, if you have the center of gravity way past your shoulder and it's kind of dipping backwards, maybe you don't want to dip backwards, but that's probably better than dipping forwards because that means your hands are really holding no weight. You're weightless, you know, and your shoulder's holding all the weight, which is what you want. Matte box. This is where things start looking very fresh. Shark fin. Something that is very important for a shoulder rig, especially when the center of gravity is not the best. This immediately brings back the center of gravity, 5 inches. So amazing tool for hot swapping batteries so you don't have to worry about things dying. It's just great. Always good to have a handle because there's really nothing to grab right now. Put the handle right on top. Let's turn it on. Oh, monitor. I'm using the monitor as a confidence monitor. So guys, I'll have all this gear linked in the description below. This is the gear I recommend. You can't probably see it on camera, but I'm just looking at it now. It has scratches, it has scuffs. You know, a production environment is very quick. It's not this super slow moving, methodically careful thing. Sometimes you're moving really fast, and sometimes, you know, mistakes happen. Sometimes things get dropped or scuffed or scratched against, and that's just the reality of set life. And this gear has really done well. There's one little issue on the joystick here that kind of got messed up, but it seems to be working fine. This is the gear I would recommend. All right, let's power it up. Again, I'm not great with cable management. That's something that a AC would handle. There's kind of cables everywhere. Sweet, we're golden. This is our setup. It's a great place for a monitor right here, but this right here is controlling the focus. Very cool for when your AC, you know, has to go to the bathroom or something and runs away real quick. He'll actually, if you turn this on, this now becomes the master and you control focus here. He has to run to the bathroom. Boom, this becomes focus. But I mean, this is really it. This is the whole setup. Boom, you're able to control the record right here, like I said earlier, the focus right here. Again, I'm not the best at cable management, but this is something that's not acceptable on set. You should not have cables flying around. They can get snagged, broken, caught up in the focus motor. Tons of things can happen. So just be very mindful of that. Appreciate you guys taking the time to check out this video. Go check out some of the other videos that are popping up here. If you like this content, you know, send me some questions. I don't know what you guys want to see. You tell me what you want to see, because I would love to show it to you. I hope you learned something. Check out all of these accessories in the description below, and come back next time. Stay obsessed.